Good morning and welcome back to the Hogfather YouTube channel. Down on Cleveleys beach this morning. Those of you who know it, you'll know where I am. Planning on going fishing tomorrow, so I'm going to get some worms. Well, that's the plan anyway. So let's see how we get on, eh? Right, today, hope you can hear the sound. I'll be using my bait pump from Fleetwood, Ben down at Fleetwood. It's built by JC Such, as you can see. Always used a Shakespeare Alvey before this, but yeah, I'm quite impressed with the build quality and I'm going to give it a go. There you go, first pump, first worm. Give it a squeeze, don't get yourself in the face, in the bucket. There you go, what's that? 50% success rate. I don't usually do. You see a lot of people doing 2 or 3 pumps per hole. No, that's not for me. If I don't get a worm the first time, you don't usually get it the second. Other people might disagree. You can hear the volume change when you actually get a worm. There you go. And what I do, the worms are at different levels on different days. So you just got to find out where they are. There you go, did get one on a second pump then. So when you squeeze them, all you're doing is getting the guts out, and then they'll go hard when you wrap them in some paper. Now, I'm not an expert on worms, but that one is not a black lug. It's a swimmer or yellowtail, whatever you want to call it. So I'll leave that one to go back to the bed. Will be eaten by a seagull. There you go. There's the difference. One black, one swimmer. Nice juicy black that. Give it a squirt. That'll do for tomorrow. Now, I enjoy bait digging, bait collecting, whatever you want to call it. But obviously, if you can't do it yourself, you're not fit enough, or you don't live near the sea, give Ben at Fleetwood a call. There we go. I watched that one actually casting, so I knew it was there. Don't know how much you're actually hearing. I've got the little muff on the GoPro, but there's usually a slight volume change in the suction when it gets a worm in the tube. And there's plenty here. Now, as you can see, there's plenty of casts all over the beach. Again, those who know Cleveleys, this is my local beach. I only live in these houses over here, so it just makes sense for me to nip across the road, get myself some bait. I'm not greedy. I only usually get enough for myself and any of my fishing mates. I don't generally freeze them. I should do, really. See, there you go, probably about 10, 12 there already. So you're talking, what, a £5? Now, I don't know what everyone does for a living, but I'm sure it takes a lot longer than a £5, a lot longer than the time I'm speaking here to earn a £5. So it's worth doing. I know it's taking money off the bait collectors, but if you buy a pump off Ben, it's a cracking pump, to be honest, then you're also putting a bit back into his economy. I've got to say, it's not easy on some days. I know this may look easy, may look, it's a particularly good tide today, so it's not, sometimes you can go down for an hour and get half a dozen worms, in which case leave it to the professionals. It takes a bit of practice, and your big friend while you're worming with your bait pump is washing up liquid. Keep it lubricated. As anything, well lubricated always works better. That's a swimmer, don't want that. And that's just preference for me, swimmers. To be honest, on certain days they actually fish better than blacks, but today I'm just after a few black. I'm actually taking the boat out tomorrow, so I will be doing a review on a Sea Hog Samurai, my own. So hopefully that video will be coming along, as well as hopefully some fish caught. Target for tomorrow, it's the latest tide, so I haven't got any mackerel, might pick some up later. So I like whiting, I like making fish cakes out of whiting, so I'll be heading for some whiting. We have got a species hunt on down at Fileboat Angling Club, so we're targeting a few of the little species. A few fish I haven't actually bothered to record, which I need to. So lovely looking worm, isn't it? Like I say, just got them, flick it on the floor. I usually wear neoprene gloves, to be honest, because as you can see your fingers go yellow, but I know you shouldn't, but I just bleach my fingers afterwards. It does stain, looks like you're on 500 a day. Now, I'm not sticking on down here too long. See that worm there? It's casting as we're watching it. Well, it's just stopped, but there you go. Who's a swimmer? It's a bit stony in this area. Tide is on its way out, so So I'm covering more and more worm bed as we go along. Now worms cast there, but they're actually in a little tunnel, so the worm could be anywhere in this vicinity. So you just sort of go in at an angle, sort of 4-6 inches away from the cast, and pump. And obviously you don't get one, but that's the general rule. Some days they're right underneath the cast, depending on the weather, depending on the whether it's raining, whether it's hot, all adds up. Sometimes they're very deep, so you have to go in. That's when a double pump is usually needed. I don't know whether you heard that, but there's it's very windy today. There was a definite noise change, so I knew I'd got a worm in the tube. Yeah, so I don't actually know JC Stutch. Apologise if I'm saying it wrong, but that's his email. But I believe he's localish to Fleetwood, and this is a cracking bit of kit, to be honest. It's well made. It comes with the silicone bung, whereas you have to put it in the Shakespeare. And it's a good little thing. Don't actually know how much it was. My wife bought it me as a present, but I'm assuming it's around the 60 quid mark. But I'll see if I can find it on Fleetwood Fishing Supplies website or Facebook page, and I'll try and tag it into this video. But I've been down here when I've been worming for a few of the lads who couldn't make it, and you know, on a good day you can get 200 or 300 worms an hour, which at £4.50 for 10, it's a few quid. Yeah, I heard that change, but it wasn't in the tube, so it just dropped out. Always bring a bucket. Couldn't find one this morning, so I just got a little screw box. I tend to move around a bit because, right or wrong, I don't know, but I don't know whether the worms can hear you walking on top of the beds. There you go. Nice black, perfect hook size worm, that. Not too big. Got one in one piece. A nice 4050 hook. Sorry, 30 or 40, depending on what you're fishing for. Perfect flatty bait. Now, to be honest, I do get more success on flatties with frozen bait. Don't know why. Ones are a bit stinkier, a bit softer, but flatties seem to like the frozen. There we go. So look, I know that's the stereotypical down your arm. I'm not a small person, so that's quite a long, about 12 inches. Or if you ask wife, that's 2 foot. I'm hoping you're getting these video. First time using a head mount. First time using my new GoPro. Courtesy of Mr. Hooker of the Happy Hooker YouTube channel. He got himself a new one, so I bought his old one. So cheers, Richard. Now, I've always thought, again, I'm an amateur at this, so bear with me, the rounder the casts, like that one, that generally, for me, turns up a black rather than a swimmer. Let's give it a little look. I got a tail there, so pumped a bit too hard. There you go. Not massive, but again, decent sized hook bait. There's Norbreck Castle and Blackpool Tower in the distance. A few lads fishing. Don't think the forecast is actually meant to be like this. I think it's meant to be a bit flatter than that, so hopefully walk you down to the sea. There's obviously one there because it came up a shaper one. Now I've always thought the closer you get to the sea, the deeper they are. They've had time to come up to the top. So I'm only, what, 5-6 meters away from the water. There's plenty of casts. There you go. Again, beautiful lug. Beautiful lug. And a lot of people will be screaming at me, telling me I shouldn't be divulging where the worm beds are, but as you can see, there's plenty of worms to go around. There are a team of bait diggers, professional ones, that turn up in a minibus here. They can get a bit snotty with you sometimes, as if it's their beach. But like I say, I'm not a little person, so when you're armed with a 3-foot steel tube, I'm not really bothered. They are of the Eastern European type, so they might just be coming across as aggressive, but they come and stand right next to you, so don't be intimidated. There's plenty to go around. I know they're trying to make a living out of it, but as I say, I live over there, so as much my beach as anyone's. A lot of people tie the bucket, they have it on a little sledge and they tie it to them. I'm only walking in a 5 metre circle, so I don't mind walking back to my bucket. I had a sound change there, so there's the worm. I've smashed it up a little bit, but leave that one for the seagulls. Plenty of babies needing feeding at the moment. That's more of a blow lug, but I put a few in. So also what you can do is this juice they give out. Now some people bottle it and they use it to fragrance their baits a little bit more. If you've got some frozen squid or something, soak it in with a worm juice. It's a bit stony here. There you go, that one's going down the hole. So I'm only giving it half an hour or so. I do really want a bit of tote fishing tomorrow, so I'll hopefully get a few whiting, little dabs, or even mackerel, and do a bit of tote fishing. Won't be toping all day. Walk a little bit further away from the water. So, like I say, I'm not professional in any shape or form, but what are we saying? about a worm every 3 pumps. Oh, that's a cracker. Absolute cracker. Bit of exciting news. As any of you lot who know, who've watched my channel, I've got a Samurai with a 60 horsepower Evinrude VRO. Now, I've had it converted to a 70 by Mr. Hutchinson down at Stanner Powerboats, and it's a cracking engine. It's only done 220 hours ish, but I've got the chance of a 90 horsepower Tohatsu TLDI. Absolutely beautiful engine. So I might be doing an engine swap soon, which I will get videoed. I've also been in touch with David down at Antrim. I'm getting rid of me tonne cover. Sorry, no, I'm getting rid of my fishing cover, and I'm going to put a tonne on it, so we're taking the boat down to him. They're quite easy to fit if you just want to post it, ask him for it, but thought I'd do a little video on Antrim and what they have to offer. Lovely place down there. Had the privilege to go down a couple of times. He made me the bespoke hand-stitched seats for the Hogfather one. Cracking bit of kit, to be honest. Right, well, I'm not planning on fishing all day, so I won't be needing many more. I don't know what's in there, about 25. I'll have a look at this bit here. It's a bit stony, but it's still pumpable. Now what I tend to do is bump a few and then pick them up. Does you good as well, getting out. A little bit of exercise, never killed anyone. Well, I suppose it did kill some people, but it's only light exercise. As you can see, I'm not exactly out of breath or anything. So what have I done there? Probably 50 pumps, 30 worms. It's a little bit stony here, but the worms are a bit nicer when they come out. You always get the little gulls, very interested in what you leave, because you don't always see a worm. Sometimes it's in the sand that you kick up. So there's also one thing to mention. As direct line from sort of here to in between the tower and the Norbreck Castle, you got File Boat Angling Club. I'll be launching there tomorrow. It's only £95 a year to join, and that's unlimited launches with one of their 4 tractors. So that's well worth it. You don't have to pay for any diesel, you don't have to pay for anything. You're all insured. There's about 5 of us going out tomorrow, so we all muck in and launch each other. Another great club is down there. That's Wire Boat Angling Club. So they're not that far apart. Well, 1.5 miles, 2 miles. Great set of lads down there as well. They've got a bit more of a sandy beach to launch on. You get in at all states of the tide there, but it's a bit gravelly. So there's pros and cons to both clubs. Mark Yule, I think, is in charge of that club. Yeah, but either one of the clubs, but I would recommend being in a club. You have to abide by rules, which the infamous Mr. Hooker doesn't like, but he's a character, and we do love him for it. Well, there's not a lot more I can say about worming. I am going to, there's a worm there, but I don't want it. I am going to show you how I wrap them. Just in a bit of paper. The local window salesman seems to drop a sort of 4 or 5 page newspaper off at my house every week, which I'm really pleased for, because that's what I use for my worms. Oh, 3 in a row. One's a bit of a slimy one, but don't forget, some people bang them on the welly, bang them on the tube, and then squeeze them out. I just squeeze them, but you do get the yellow fingers, like you've been on 500 woodbines a day. There you go, there's our beach down at Cleveleys. Easy launch. Wouldn't recommend it with a car. You might be all right with a 4-wheel drive pickup or something, but we've got two 2-wheel drive and 2 4-wheel drive tractors, and they get stuck sometimes. So yeah, if you think anything of your car, don't use it. Right, I think I've got enough. Gotta go and get the wife some ham from Scotch Bakery in Fleetwood, one of her favourite places. So until then, see you later. Well, welcome back. It's time to wrap these worms up. So you'll have all bought worms at some point or another, so it's nothing difficult. As you can see, these worms have hardened up a little bit now. So they're not massive, but they're okay. I tend to get a small one. I'll put 2 in the same place. Perfect baits for what I want. I know you get 10 in a shop, but I tend to do a little bit less. This is the paper I was on about, courtesy of Direct Times from Direct Windows. They kindly deliver one of these to my letterbox every week, and they're absolutely fantastic for putting my worms in. So thank you, Direct Windows. Should say though, I wouldn't actually buy off Direct Windows. Good mate of mine owns MK&B installations, so if you need any windows, give Martin a call. That one still needs a bit of gutting, that, so give it a little squeeze. I'm doing this on my boat. It's going out tomorrow, so it doesn't matter if it gets a little bit dirty. They're not the biggest worms in the world, these, as you can see, but ideal for what I want them for. So I'm gonna wrap these up and put them in the fridge. So now it's a little bit something different, and but I hope you appreciate the content, liking what I'm doing. If you do, please do subscribe and press that notification bell and all that for jazzle. I haven't got many subscribers, so it is very appreciated. I'm doing it for a bit of fun, bit of time out. I quite enjoy doing it, so There you go, there's a black and there's a swimmer. So there's the difference. That's probably what, 10 inches long. So like I keep saying, I'm not a professional, but and these aren't probably the quality you'll get from a bait digger, but they were free, they didn't take me long, they're good enough, and I enjoy doing it. And worms aren't always available, so gets you out on the beach, keeps you a little bit fitter, and yeah. Now I have got a fridge in my garage because I used to put these in the wife's fridge, or in the family fridge should I say. So yeah, she didn't like that, as probably most wives wouldn't. So I have my own little fridge now, which is in the garage, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So must be about, I don't know, 45 worms here, maybe a touch more. So judging by the length of the video I did, I was worming for approximately, I think it was 26 minutes, and that included faffing about with my camera. So 5 packets a worm, £4, £5 a packet, whatever they are these days. That's £25. Well, as you can probably tell, I am an amateur at this, and that was my battery running out, so apologise for that, but you get the gist of it. That was me wrapping worms. Everyone knows how I do wrap worms, and I was just waffling on anyway, so yeah, sorry about that. But tomorrow, out on the boat, hopefully, get some fish on camera, hopefully again, and I'll also be doing a review on my own Samurai, what I think about it. I'm going to be honest, I've had a few Sea Hogs, I've had a Jeep, with the Samurai, and I've had the Sea Trooper. They've all got the pros and cons, and tomorrow I'll be running through the Samurai, and yeah, so please, again, you know, keep asking, please subscribe, please click the notification bell and the like button and all that, and see you again soon.